So Shalom, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakatah for the brothers, Yahweh Shalom Latah Hashem Yahushua for the sisters. This is the Priest Officer 1000 Shadarak of the ISUPK under Commander General Yohana coming out of 1 West Harlem, New York. This is the Thursday night Southern California scripted breakdown class. And I'm going to go into, tonight we're going to go into the pastors. We're going to go into what these pastors be doing, okay? You know, seem like they're getting away with all kind of stuff. Let me get Brother Jeremiah 23 and verse 1. We're going to go into what these pastors really, you know, what do they represent? What are they talking about? Why are they still even in the black community? That's my question. Why are they still even in the black community? Haven't we had enough of that? Hadn't we had enough of Islam? Haven't we had enough of Catholicism? You got it?
Got it.
All right, read.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 23, verse 1. Woe be unto the pastors.
What?
Woe be unto the pastors.
Woe be unto the pastors. Any of you brothers know what the word woe means? What does woe mean? Young man.
Caution or take caution.
I'm trying to say take heed.
I was going to say take heed, but yeah.
Okay,
Caution or
no. Go ahead.
Destruction.
Huh?
Destruction.
All right. Destruction. Says woe unto the pastors. That means destruction. In other areas of the Bible, when it speaks of World War I and World War II, it says woe. The first woe has come. You know, the second woe has come. Behold, the third woe come quickly. Woe means destruction. What is war? Destruction. Right? Okay, continue.
That destroyed and scattered the sheep of my pasture.
That destroyed and scatters the sheep of my pasture. Destruction to these pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture. All right. So these warnings, these statements from the Most High are very, very self-explanatory. Damn near, if you understand. You know, he says destruction to these pastors because these pastors are out here taking your money, going in to the flock, molesting your kids. You know, going in and basically, how would you say it? Committing adultery with your wife. There are quite a few that do that.
Right.
These pastors are doing that. But what people fail to realize is that when you go to Catholicism school, you go to theological schools, theological school to be a pastor. Do you know who represents that school? Do you know who heads that school? Anybody here? Do you know who represents the school? If you want to go, say, be a pastor, you got to go to a school. You go to theological school or you go to some university that teaches that. Who runs that? Does anybody know? Go ahead.
I want to say the white man.
Come, give him a hand. Always the white man's fault. Always his fault. But specifically, who runs that theological school? The Catholic Church. Did you know that? The Catholic Church. You want to be a pastor? Black, white, green, orange? You got to go to a school that's represented by the Vatican. The Vatican of all filthy, evil, unrighteous, unclean places to get your theological certificate to go and teach a flock about the Word of God. You got to go through that. Come on now. All right. So that's who runs that. And he's like a picture, if you will, a puppet master with all these strings. And all these strings is Episcopalian school, Lutheran school, Baptist church, what is it? Seventh-day Adventist. All of that is run by the Vatican. That's who they had to answer to. If anything goes down, it came from Catholicism. And they even have it's been on TV. Everybody knows it's been on TV. If you have been molested in the Catholic Church, call 99152 and you can have a suit and you'll get compensated for your injuries and misfortunes. Is God there? Anybody? Is the Most High there? No, he can't be there. How he gonna be there? And it's like the Most High will be representing molestation, adultery, stealing from your brother, which is a breaking of the commandment anyway. Why would he even be there? But yet you see all of these new videos out, and I'm sure it's all across the internet, about how these pastors do some very wicked things, have sisters in there wearing tight skirts and stuff. You're not supposed to allow that in your church. A woman is to dress modestly. She should dress like a goddamn woman. Whatever happened to our sisters that used to, wear them long dresses, and them nice shirts and looking, blouse, whatever, looking like a woman. Whatever happened to that? Whatever happened to that? Christian church don't represent that no more. They twerking down the aisle. They twerking down the aisle with Pastor Porkchop. He got a Christmas tree in the church. Some of these churches have Halloween. Halloween. You think the Most High is there? Is the Most High present with them doing that filthy garbage? Hell no. All right. Continue. Got more on that?
That was it for verse 1, sir.
All right. So give me Isaiah chapter 9 and verse 16. The book of Isaiah chapter 9 and verse 16. See, that's what's going on in these churches and a whole lot more. You got them sitting up talking about each other. Why is she wearing that dress? Why is she getting up to talk to the people? She not qualified to do that. I remember there was a full-blown argument between two sisters, got up in the front of the church arguing, ready to fight. Is that the spirit of brotherhood? Is that your brotherhood? If that's your brotherhood, I don't want no part of it. Because here in our school, that's not allowed. You will get checked coming in ISUPK under the command of General Yohana up in the front arguing. In first place, the sister's not even supposed to be teaching, period. It's a shame for a woman to teach in the school anyway, in the church anyway. You got it out?
Yeah.
Read.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 9, verse 16. For the leaders of this people caused them to error.
Caused them to what?
To error.
The leaders of his people caused them to error. All right. What about Martin Luther King? Didn't he go to theological school? Didn't he go to Lutheran school? Wasn't he a proclaimed pastor? Well, we got a nickname for him up in here. It's called Orgy Mike. All right. Orgy Mike. All right. That's your pastors. That's who you follow. You sit up and you go to churches and they always ask you, who did you study under? Who did you study under? Like they know something about what your training was. But they do. Yeah, you studied under a theological school that was run by the Catholic Church. That's who you studied under. Men of the Lord in here, we don't study under no Catholic influenced entity that teaches anything about the Bible.
Right.
You understand? We're not with that child molestation. We're not with that adultery. We're not with that taking your money and buying a Lear jet or a heliopad on top of the church so my helicopter can land so I can go down and speak to the flock. Right. No, we search the highways and the byways. We go in the street and we teach our people like Christ did, our King, Yahweh in the Hebrew.
That's right.
We go to the highways and byways, man. We coming out directly to you, at you, and let you know that you're running a sinful life and you need to come in here and learn something. Come and join us. Come and get some real teachers out of what God wants you to do, not what man wants you to do. Understand? The pastors have caused the flock to err. Go ahead, continue.
And they that are led of them are destroyed.
Okay, they that are led of them are destroyed. The sisters are destroyed in there. Bad enough, you turn on TV everywhere you look, it's got somebody with a tight dress on, walking around looking like this and looking like that, distracting every damn thing. When you got to be there, you be there trying to stand on business. You can't stand on business because she walking past you. She all up in the camera. And our sisters is portraying whores and prostitutes in these how'd you say it, these movies, the film industry. All right. At this time, I'm going to turn the class over to Captain Devout. Christ, let's get it. What's going on with you? All right. Before we start, I got any questions? Shalom, y'all Bashim Yashah Pakatah to the brothers, y'all Shamar Thumb Bashim Yashah to the sisters. Let's see, no questions in the chat, no questions in the room. Good to go. Anybody know what we were talking about last week? Go ahead.
Melchizedek and marriage.
You said what?
Melchizedek and marriage.
Melchizedek and marriage. That's right. What was the last topic we left off on marriage?
The last precept.
Yeah, what was the last precept? I think the last precept.
Genesis 2:24.
Genesis 2:24. What's that?
Twice, this was
We're going to go into the Gentiles this week, all right? Who are the Gentiles? You get a breakdown. I'm going to answer some brothers' questions that text me this week. Let's see. Okay. What's going on?
I got a question. This one topic: Gentiles and how Edomites are considered people to the Israelites.
One more time?
How they're not. How Edomites aren't considered people to us.
Edomites aren't considered people?
Right.
Okay, I got you. I'll answer that when we get on the topic, all right? Let me get this question from the brother. Give me Matthew 10:34. Go ahead. Anybody got a Type-C charger here? Huh? You on your back? All right. Go ahead. You got Matthew 10:34.
Yeah. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 34.
Uh-huh.
Think not that I am come to send peace on earth.
Right. The Lord said he didn't come to send peace on earth, right? That's not what the Lord is coming for. Go ahead.
I came not to send peace, but a sword.
But a what?
But a sword.
Right. What they say about Christ. They say Christ is, full of happiness and hugs and kisses, right? The Lord said he didn't come for all that. He came to bring a difference between you and them, a sword, right? A sword is for what? Go ahead. For war, exactly. Perfect words. Go ahead.
Verse 35. For I am come to set a man at variance against his father.
Well, why does Christ say that? Why did the Lord say that he's come to set variance between you and your father? Why? Go ahead.
I said, sir, because Christ has a certain way of doing things, and if your father is not in line with what Christ has going for you, trying to steer you to another way.
Yeah, and why though? Okay, but why though? Specifically, what causes that? You're correct, but what causes that thing for people to be separated? About
Disagreements.
What kind of disagreements?
Disagreements on faith.
There you go. Disagreement, the truth, right?
The truth will make a difference. Will divide people. You know what I'm saying? The truth will divide people. If I believe one thing my whole life, and now you in the truth, you believe another thing, you're gonna be at odds with that person. You know what I'm saying? So some people they're lucky enough to have their father with them in the truth, right? Other people will not. You know what I mean? That's what Christ said. He didn't come here for that. He didn't come for you to have peace. He came because he knew there was going to be a variance between you and your father. Shout out, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, people want to follow the world. They want to follow the ways of this world.
Mm-hmm.
They want to celebrate holidays. They want to go out and eat unclean things. They want you to celebrate it with them because you could be their relative, right?
Yeah, exactly. Keep going.
And the daughter against her mother,
Mm-hmm.
and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law.
Go ahead.
Verse 36. And a man's foes shall be that. And a man's foes shall be they of his own household.
What's a foe?
Your enemy.
Right. Your enemy is going to be those of your own household. That's what the Bible says. You get what I'm saying? So that's what the Lord will come here to do. He's going to come here to separate you from them. What's that precept? I think keep going.
Verse 37. He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me.
And that's the importance that you got to put in your mind, right? If you love your father and your mother and your son and your daughter more than the Lord, then you're not worthy of the truth. You understand, right? Like the Lord, this is the reason why he came in here and do it, is because it's like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna give you the truth, but now your mother's gonna hate you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm gonna give you the truth, but now your daughter's gonna hate you. Your wife is gonna hate you now. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's a blessing when you can have your family with you. The Lord was with you on that. Other times, most of the time, you are the black sheep. You understand? Keep going. Give me John 7:7.
This is the book of John, verse 7. This is the book of John, chapter 7, verse 7.
Mm-hmm.
The word cannot hate you.
The world?
The world,
Mm-hmm.
The world cannot hate you. But me, it hateth.
Right. The world cannot hate you, but me, they hated. They hated Christ. Right? Go ahead.
Because I testify of it.
Because I what?
Because I testify of it.
Because I spoke against it. I spoke against the world. So they started to hate him, right? Go ahead.
That the works thereof are evil.
You understand, right? That's what you do. You go speak against the world. You go speak against this evil place, and they start to hate you because of it. You know what I'm saying? Because the demons that are in people don't like to be spoken about. Remember, what a demon sent for in your spirit is to destroy you. So the moment that you get medicine that helps you stop destroying yourself is going to hate you. You know what I'm saying? They're going to speak against you now, right? Go ahead.
Verse 8. Go ye up unto this feast. I go not up yet.
It's like it. That's it. That's it. Give me John 15:18.
This is the book of John, chapter 15, verse 18.
Mm-hmm.
If the world hates you, ye know that it hated me before it hated you.
One more time.
If the world hate you, ye know that it hated me before it hated you.
Go ahead.
Verse 19. If ye were of the world would love its own.
You understand, right? If you were of the world would love its own. I remember when I was in the world and I stopped smoking weed, and people was like, "Oh, you stopped smoking weed? That's crazy." And I remember someone telling me like, "I like you better when you smoked the weed." Like, hey, I like you better. I like you better when you was doing this. Well, everything in the world, they liked you more when you was of the world. You know what I'm saying? Why do you think that happens like that? Go ahead.
I would say you left up a threat to them, honestly, in that aspect. You know?
What you mean you left up a threat? What do you mean?
So usually if you are doped up or something, you kind of relax.
Oh, I see. I got you. Exactly. I'll take that. All right, Bob, what you gonna say?
I was gonna say you just like them. They hate being around somebody that's different. They're miserable and they love company.
Exactly. That's the perfect answer. They're miserable. They're miserable. So to see you trying to better yourself, what you trying to be? You think you're better than me? You get what I'm saying? Oh, because you don't smoke weed, you think you're better than me? Damn. So you got some more discipline. You think you're better than me now? Oh, okay. Then you stop eating pork. Like, I don't eat no pork. But more for me. I heard that before. I was like, damn, that's crazy. You don't eat no pork? I eat it from the rooter to the tutor. Lord be with you. You know what I'm saying? But that's what they'll start to see. They'll start to hate themselves because now you are righteous in a sense. And you're just trying to better yourself. You're not calling yourself righteous or above anything. You're fighting your demons. You're like, I can't do this no more. I don't want to do this anymore. It's against God. You know what I'm saying? People ask you why you stop. Man, the Bible tells me that. Oh, the Bible? Oh, yeah. You know what I mean? Where you at?
Verse 19.
Mm-hmm.
But because ye are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world.
Because the Lord chose you out the world. Now, this is how it feels to be chosen. To feel the be chosen is to feel scrutiny all the time. You understand? Is to feel scrutiny all the time. That's what it feels like to be chosen. Go ahead.
Therefore, the world hated you.
Now the world's gonna hate you. You know what I mean? Give me Matthew 12:48.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 12, verse 48.
Mm-hmm.
But he answered and said unto him that told him, Who is my mother?
One second. Let everybody get there. Start at verse 12 and 45.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 12, verse 45.
I would label this topic family and truth, right? This is how you deal with your family and truth in the Bible, right? I'll give you these couple more precepts, then we'll move on. Matthew 12 and 45, go ahead.
God, sir. Then goeth he and taketh with himself 7 other spirits more wicked than himself.
Okay, my bad. Jump to 48. That's a different topic. 48.
Book of Matthew, chapter 12, verse 48.
Mm-hmm.
But he answered and said unto him that told him, Who is my mother, and who are my brethren?
Right. So, go to 46. My bad. 46 or 47.
This is the book of Matthew, verse
46. All right, 46.
Verse chapter 12, verse 46.
Go ahead.
While he yet talked to the people,
Mm-hmm.
behold, his mother and his brethren stood without.
So perfect. Now Christ is at where? Christ is at camp. You know what I'm saying? He's at camp, and at camp he's with all the Akim. And when he's with all the Akim speaking at camp, he sees, or the brother see his mother and his brother. You get what I mean? So I'm setting the stage for you. Go ahead.
Desiring to speak with him.
Desiring to speak with Christ, right? Christ is the camp leader. Imagine that. He's the camp leader at the camp, and your mother wants to talk to you at camp. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 47. Then one said unto him, Behold, thy mother and thy brethren stand without.
Right. So now a brother comes to him. We just camp leader usually stand behind the camp, right? So a brother who's on Shamar or something, he calls and slack, sir. Your mother wants to talk to you. He's at camp though. You know what I mean? So you at camp, you're in war mode. It ain't a time to talk to your mom, right? Go ahead.
Desiring to speak with thee. Verse 48. But he answered and said unto him that told him, Who is my mother, and who are my brethren?
Right. So now he checks the brother. He said, Who's my mother and who's my brethren? Go ahead.
Verse 49. And he stretched forth his hand towards his disciples,
Mm-hmm.
and said, Behold, my mother and my brethren.
So he did just like this, just like this. Stretched forth his hand. He like put his hand over the people, over the Hakim. He said, behold, this is my mother and my brethren. You understand? Like that's who he counted his family. Right? Keep going.
Verse 50. For whosoever shall do the will of my Father.
Now this is the important part, right? For whosoever shall do the will of my Father, go ahead,
which is in heaven,
mm-hmm.
the same is my brother and sister and mother.
That's my family. Y'all understand? You can have a physical mother and a physical brother. I have physical brothers, right? That's what they are, my physical brother. But these are my brothers, though. Y'all get me? Like I had those. That's my brother. Yeah, we have the same blood, but we are blood brothers in Christ. You understand? It's different. It's different. I don't see them as much as I would see y'all. You know what I mean? We believe the same thing. I don't believe the same thing as them. Y'all get me? So that's what Christ is trying to explain to them. It's like, look, I understand that's my brother and my mother, but don't ever interrupt me at camp again with that. You know, they can wait, just like everybody else can wait. They go to the information table. There's the information table right there. You get what I'm saying? So he's trying to tell their brothers, listen, man, y'all my brothers. Anyone who does the will of the Lord, that's my family. Y'all understand? All right. So you make sure you put that in your mind when you go forth about your life. All right. Give me John 2:2. Go ahead.
If I make sense, what did you say you would title that section right there?
Family and truth.
Family and truth.
Yeah. I'm gonna just give you these rest of these for the time's sake, guys, and I'm gonna move on to the topic. John 2:2, Luke 23:28, and then Mark 6:4. Right.
This is the book of John.
No, you can skip those. I'm gonna move on.
Go. Yeah.
What was your question? What was your question?
Gentiles, how Edomites aren't a nation to us, not a people.
How what Esau is not a people
How
to us.
Edomites are not a people to the Israelites.
Like in a sense of what you mean, like what Christ said about them, or what the Most High said about them.
Come on, God.
They are nothing. Give me Ecclesiasticus 6:52, and we'll go to 54. All right, might be 6:52 through 56 or 54 through 56. One of the two. Let's start at 54 though.
Why there's no Ecclesiasticus?
Ecclesiasticus, right? Is that the one I'm looking for? What's that one? It's the damn it, it's not Ecclesiasticus. I'm sure. 1 second. It is, right? The Apocrypha? Oh, it's my address. I'm tripping. Address 6:54. It is the first or second? Second address 6:54.
Oh God, this is the book of 2 Ezra, chapter 6, verse 54. And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures. Of him come we all.
Yeah, what?
Of him come we all.
Right. So now, remember, out of Adam, all people come through Adam, right? All people come through Adam. Heathens, Israelites, everybody, right? Go ahead.
And the people also whom thou hast chosen.
Okay, let me just break it down for you like this, right? There was a time where Adam was born, right? When Adam was formed and made. When Adam was made and he was given the truth, the Lord had a promise with him. He had a deal with Adam. Adam was an Israelite, though. You know what I'm saying? There was no nations yet established on the earth. So you had Adam and you had Adamites. Those are sons who come from Adam. You know what I mean? So all the way up into you got Adam, Noah, and Abraham. Abraham is the brother who brought forth the tribes, brought forth the nations, right? So the Lord had a promise with all three of those brothers, right? Adam, Noah, and Abraham. So when they got to Abraham, that's when Shem came, and that's how we came through Shem, right? And that's what established nations, your tribes and things like that, where you come from, right? So to take it back to the beginning, Adam was a man who had a promise with the Lord. That's what the Lord wanted to deal with. You understand? And he chose a seed through his sons. All right. So let's go.
Verse 55. All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sake.
You made the world for our sakes. Go ahead.
As for the other people.
As for the who?
The other people.
As for the other people, meaning the other nations. Right? Go ahead.
Which also come of Adam. Thou hast said that they are nothing.
That they are what?
Are nothing.
That's what the Lord think about. Not only just Esau, all nations. You understand? About was there something specific you wanted?
You bring up precept kind of just broke down how they're not a people.
Yeah.
They're nothing.
Yeah, they're nothing. Like keep reading.
But be like unto spittle, and hast likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel.
One more time.
Oh God.
But be unto what?
But be like unto spittle, and hast likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. And now, O Lord, behold, these heathen, which have ever been reputed as nothing, have begun to be lords over it.
Perfect. Has been reputed as nothing. That's what the brothers break it down. And then he goes in to say, these people that are nothing are over us. You know what I'm saying? Why are they over us? Because of our sins, of course. You know what I mean? But that's what you want to use to show that even the Bible says that these heathens are nothing. All right. The brother asked me, said, Salakia, but did the sister Sarah and Tobit, can you say the demon that was on her was schizophrenia? Okay. I haven't been taught that, correct, but you could say it was that type of demon, yeah, because she was killing people because something else was on her. You know what I mean? And he had to find a medicine. A medicine that was found was through, I think, a whale's bladder or whale's liver or something like that. You got to look it up. But if you even go further than that, right? If you go find out what a whale's organs consist of, it's kind of the same type of medicine or medication that is found in medications today. You know what I'm saying? That treat those type of sicknesses. So that's the heavy part about that. Right? So you just look it up and find the answer. But I've never been taught that it was schizophrenia. All right. Good to go. Any other questions? Solid. I mean, you're ready to get in this topic. All right. Let me see. Hold on 1 second. All right. Bet. Before we get to the Gentile breakdown, let me get a couple more real quick. All right. Let me get wisdom and stability real quick. Let me get Matthew. Well, no, this is baptism. 1 second. Let me get wisdom and stability. Should be the wisdom should be the stability of thy times. You find that for me in Proverbs. Everybody know about the Peter's vision? Everybody know that breakdown? Okay, let's go into Peter's vision. That goes into Gentiles as well.
Sorry, I said 33:63.
That sounds right. Go ahead. We'll go over hell a little bit too, the conditions of hell. All right, real quick, and then we'll get into the main topic.
Oh God, the book of Isaiah, chapter 33, verse 6.
Okay.
And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time.
Right. So now in these times right now, right? Perfect. Read that one more time, Mike.
Oh God, the book of Isaiah, chapter 33, verse 6. Mm-hmm. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time.
Perfect. Wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of thine times. I'm gonna tell you right now, right? This is a time, of course, that you have to lock in your mind, right? I'm gonna give you a couple precepts to go over this as well. You have to lock it in your mind about what's the society around you, the things around you, the things that are happening around you, right? Let me get 1 Timothy 4:1.
This is the book of First Timothy, chapter 4, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Now the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter time,
mind you, this is the end times, during the end times, right? The latter times. Go ahead.
Latter times, some shall depart from the faith.
Some shall depart from the faith. You know what I mean? I'll hold that right there quick, right? There's a precept in Matthew. You don't got to pull it. I'm going to just break it down. There's a precept in Matthew about the sower, right? You heard about this before? The sower? It's a metaphor, right? About the sowers and people that come into the truth. And there's some people that come into the truth, they fall on stony ground. They fall on good ground. Some people come into the truth for a short time and they're so zealous, but they leave in a quick time as well. You know what I'm saying? And there's some that gets choked up by weeds, meaning that those are like bad fruit. You know what I mean? That are around them that chase them away. You know what I'm saying? You got to be a brother who navigates through all those things and finds good ground, right? You don't get just get put on good ground. You have to find good ground. You understand? So it's not about luck or what's another word for luck? I forget what the word is I'm looking for. But it's not about you being so blessed that you found good ground. You got to navigate through good ground, even if you see evil around you. You get what I'm saying? Like there's a scripture about purging out leaven. So you be around a brother who's not a good brother, he might cause you to leave the truth because this cat is evil. Just because one cat is evil, he has a problem. He needs to get dealt with on his own. This shouldn't stir you away from the Lord, though. You understand what I'm saying? So now I'm gonna go back to this precept right quick. Go ahead. To the top.
This is the book of 1 Timothy, chapter 4, verse 1.
Go ahead.
Now the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter times some shall depart from the truth, from the faith.
Right. Why would some depart from the faith? Give me some examples. Abba? Not seeking counsel. That's a good one. What else? Shadrach?
Don't like the rank order. Don't want to follow orders.
Don't want to follow orders. Right. Don't like the rank structure. Something is. It's so many reasons brothers might leave the truth, but there's really no reason. You get me? There's really no reason why you should leave the truth, man. Like just like everything else in life, you're just a person who gives up. You know what I'm saying? And when things get tough, you like to run. That's who you are. That's who you are at the end of the day. You get what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you're someone who likes to run and don't want to deal with things accordingly. Deal with things accordingly. You understand? You heard that scripture, right? He that endured to the end, the same shall be saved. What is enduring? What are you enduring? Go ahead. Go ahead, Abba.
Also, like the trials that you get put through, right?
The trials, right? Where those trials can be from?
Bro.
Huh?
Oppression.
Oppression. You said being broke. What else, Shadrach?
Might be put on child support or your family kick you out.
Right. Child support, your family. What else? Good.
A rib in the world, that be true.
Rib in the world, for sure. What else? Go ahead.
Being one of the only ones that know the truth.
What you mean?
Like your mindset is not with how everybody else's mindset is.
Oh, okay.
So
It
set apart.
could be a lot of things, right? It could be the people in this very room. The Lord, that might be your battle. The Lord might feel like, oh my, I'm gonna put this burden on this brother so he can feel like everybody, so he can feel like he hates everybody. And now you gotta leave the truth because they ain't right. You right though, but they ain't right though. You feel me? That might be your problem. You feel me? So now you might depart from the faith and you might feel justified in doing it. You would never feel justified in doing it. Never, right? Give me that precept back where they say when you leave the truth. It's like, I forget. I'm going to find it real quick. Damn it. Keep reading where you at, though.
Giving heed to seducing spirits.
And you give heed to seducing spirits. You get seduced out of here. You get seduced out of here. You allow those demons to seduce you, right? They tell you, yeah, man, this ain't really your cup of tea no more. You outgrew these brothers. You get what I'm saying? Like you kind of too old to be taking orders. You know what I'm saying? Or you ain't getting no rank, so it's time for you to start your own thing. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? They say anything about you. You get what I'm saying? Hey, he said you don't really like your music. You're a rapper, right? You don't really like your music. It could be whatever. Whatever seducing spirits gets to you, you're gonna find a reason to leave. You'll find a way to leave. You'll never find a way to stay, though. You understand? You'll never find a way to stay. That's beyond you. But find a reason to leave, that's what you go do. All right, go ahead.
And doctrines of devils.
And they find doctrines of devils. Go ahead.
Verse 2. Speaking lies in hypocrisy.
Speaking lies in hypocrisy. You get what I'm saying? They'll start to speak lies and be hypocrites. Go ahead.
Having their conscience seared with a hot iron.
And their conscience is going to be seared with a hot iron. They'll never be the same again. Once you come to the faith of the Lord, it was better that you never knew it first. Let me find that right quick. Let me find that right quick. Let me get 2 Peter 2:21.
The book of 2 Peter, chapter 2, verse 21. For it had been better for them not to have known the way of righteousness than after they have known it to turn from the holy commandment delivered unto them.
Keep going.
Verse 22. But it happened unto them according to the true proverb. The dog is turned to his own vomit again.
The dog is turned to what?
His own vomit again.
You understand? It was better for you never to even know the truth than to find the truth and lead the truth. You get what I'm saying? The people who never knew the truth, they're not casted on with the burden of knowing right and wrong. You know what I'm saying? When you come into the truth, now you know right and wrong. So now you can lead the truth and you'll never be the same because now it's like you're going back to the Matrix. You're going back to a false reality. Now that you know the truth, you're like, oh, well, this is just what it is now. This is my life going now. You get what I'm saying? And that's what it's going to be like for you. So it's better for you not to ever even come in here than to be in here and leave. Give me James 1:8. Go ahead.
Can I drop? I can drop verse 4. Timothy 4.
Yeah. No. Oh, yeah. We can go on that. We good.
The book of James, chapter 1, verse 8.
Mm-hmm.
A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways.
Right. A double-minded man will be unstable in all his ways. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna think one thing and feel indifferent about another. You will never be confident again in any of your decisions. You're gonna try to you're gonna go back in the world and get high, and you're gonna be your high is gonna be blown. You don't smoke weed, you don't get high, you're like, I'm just sitting against God. I'm about to die. You are high as hell, right? You are. You smoke that blunt, like you roll the blunt. You the whole time you like, I ain't wrong. This ain't wrong. Just roll the blunt up, spark the blunt up, you hit the blunt, a couple of hits of the blunt. You high, you like, the Lord can kill me right now. I can die in my sleep. God damn, I know I just like that is your life now. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna eat a pepperoni pizza like, I eat this pepperoni pizza. If I eat this crab, if I sleep with this white woman, it's a whole it's never gonna be the same. That's why people gotta say, "Oh yeah, no, I'm not in school no more, but keeping the laws." No, you're not. No, you're not. Why would you keep the law? You left. And if you are keeping the law, why won't you just do it with us? You know, hold on, let me get the brother. Shout her out.
Oh no, I was just looking on the internet and I saw they had a sister with a monkey, and she was getting ready to roll the blunt.
Yeah,
and she had the monkey lick the blunt, and then the audience was like, "Oh, that's so cool! Have them do it again. I want to get a monkey now. I want to get a monkey."
That's animal abuse.
Just so that they could roll, a blunt so they could sing.
Yeah,
smoke that weed.
Right. I mean, you a fool. Go ahead, Aki. You want to say something?
Yeah, if I may, sir, to your point about people saying they keep it true. Once upon a time they was in the school. Now they, keep it true by themselves.
Yeah.
Like, you hit it right on there, sir. Like, why don't you just do it with the brother?
Right.
The thing I like and love about the school is you got somebody to keep you accountable.
Yeah.
So you was kind of, step off some. Yeah. So that's why I said no.
You're not. Right. No, you're not. Who you think? Like what Denzel said, you can't bullshit a bullshitter. You know what I'm saying? You gonna lie to me. Like, you don't gotta lie to me. I know what it is. Exactly. You're not under the umbrella of protection. Why would you keep the law? You know what I'm saying? Now, you had a question? No, so where we at? James 1:8. We get on that. Let's move forward. Y'all understand though, right? Y'all get the point. Let's go to get the Gentile breakdown. Wait. Let me get the vision of Peter first, right? Let's start at 1 Peter. No, that's not. Hold on. Acts 10. Acts 10 and 1.
This is the book of Acts. Go. Everybody, should I check with the brothers? Everybody with me?
Yeah, you go. You go.
Okay. Acts 10, chapter 10, verse. Acts, the book of Acts, chapter 10, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
There was a certain man in Caesarea.
Yes.
called Cornelius,
Right.
a centurion of the band called the Italian band.
Right. So there's a brother named Cornelius, right? A centurion of the band called the Italian band. So now, what some people might mistake this cat as is a white man, right? It's not a white man. This is a brother, right? We're gonna break it down how he's a brother. Cornelius being of the Italian band, meaning he was in the Italian army. You understand, right? He's an Italian, just like you would have a brother today being an American army, or a Mexican brother being an American army. You know what I'm saying? If you're black in whatever country you live in, army. You get what I'm saying? That doesn't make you of their people. You understand? So this brother right here, Cornelius, was the Italian band, a centurion. Go ahead. Meaning what though? He didn't grow up in Jerusalem. He was a centurion, meaning he grew up around in Asia Minor, what will be the Roman Empire. He grew up he grew up as a Gentile, not born in Jerusalem. You know what I'm saying? A brother born in Jerusalem would never join the Italian band. Y'all get me? Go ahead.
Verse 2, a devout man. Now,
What kind of man?
A devout man.
Now, the Bible would never explain a heathen as a devout man. Go ahead.
And one that feared God with all his house.
And also, the Bible would never say that a man that is a heathen can fear the Lord. Give me a precept. No, sir, I'll give it to you. Give me Psalms 147.
The book of Psalms, chapter 147, verse 19.
Mm-hmm.
He showed his word unto Jacob.
He showed his word to who?
Jacob.
That's who he showed his word to. Jacob. Right? Jacob is the father of the 12 tribes of Israel, right? Go ahead.
His statutes and his judgments unto Israel.
His statutes and his judgments unto Israel. Go ahead.
Verse 20. He have not dealt so.
One more time.
He have not dealt so.
Go ahead.
With any nation.
You understand? He had not dealt so with any nation. So now let's go back to Acts. Acts start at 10 and 2 again.
10 and 2. Verse 2, a devout man, and one that feared God with all his house, which gave much alms,
Alms. Mm-hmm.
Which gave much alms to the people.
There you go. Perfect, right? So now we know that what? This is a brother. Because only brothers get the law. You understand? Only brothers can fear the Lord. The Lord only dealt with us. He didn't deal with any other nation. So now we established that Cornelius is an Israelite, right? So now when Peter sees Cornelius, it's another part of it. I'm jumping ahead. Matter of fact, I can jump ahead. Keep going.
Verse 2, and prayed to God always.
Right, perfect. Go ahead.
Verse 3, he saw in a vision, evidently about the 9th hour of the day, an angel of God coming into him, and saying unto him, Cornelius. Verse 4, and when he looked on him, he was afraid and said, what is it, Lord? And he said unto him, thy prayers and thy alms are come up for a memorial before God.
Right. So now the vision that he's getting is that his prayer has been answered. Right. And all the things that he do, alms is good practices you do to people. Right. So he does this and he gets these things. The Lord come and answer his prayers, right? In a vision. Go ahead.
Verse 5, and now send me to Joppa,
Another city. Come.
And call for one Simon, whose surname is Peter.
Right. Go ahead.
Verse 6, he lodgeth with one Simon, a tanner, whose house is by the seaside. He shall tell thee what thou oughtest to do.
Perfect.
Verse 7, and when the angel which spake unto Cornelius was departed, he called 2 of his household servants and a devout soldier of them that waited on him continually.
Perfect. All right, stop right there. Now let's go to verse Give me verse 10.
This is the book of Acts, chapter 10, verse 10. And he became very hungry
This is Peter now. Now we're talking about Peter, right? Go ahead.
and would have eaten.
Uh-huh.
But while they made ready, he fell into a trance.
He fell into a what?
He fell into a trance.
He fell into a trance, right? Go ahead. The trance, he fell into sleep, right? Go ahead.
Verse 11. And saw heaven open and a certain vessel descending unto him, as it had been a great sheet knit at the four corners and let down to the earth.
Go ahead.
Verse 12. Wherein were all manner of four-footed beasts of the earth, and wild beasts, and creeping things, and fowls of the air.
Go ahead.
Verse 13. And there came a voice to him, Rise, Peter, kill and eat.
So now he sees in his vision, he sees animals, right? Mind you, before he went into this trance, he was hungry. So in his vision, he sees animals. And naturally, you would think, because I'm hungry and I see animals, that means I can eat these animals, right? So the animals, so imagine the four corners of earth, right? And the sheet comes down. And in that sheet, when he's pulling this sheet down, animals are coming out this vision. Four-footed beasts are coming out this vision. Go ahead.
Verse 14. But Peter said, Not so, Lord, for I have never eaten anything that is common or unclean.
Right. I don't eat things I see, I just see, or that is unclean. Right. That's what he's saying back in his dream, in his vision. While in his vision, he's saying, the Lord is saying, eat these things. And Peter is saying, not so, Lord, because I can't eat anything that's uncommon or unclean. Perfect. Right. Go ahead.
Verse 15. And the voice spake unto him again the second time. What God hath cleansed, what God hath cleansed, that call not thou common.
Right. Without what God has cleansed, thou call not that common. So now, what Christians will say that the Lord cleaned the animals. The Lord gave you back pork and to eat, and dog and cat, whatever. Right. Every four-footed beast He gave you to eat. That's not what this is saying. Go ahead.
Verse 16. This was done thrice.
Thrice.
Twice?
Thrice.
Twice. This was done twice. And the vessel was received up again into heaven.
Perfect. Go ahead.
Verse 17. Now, while Peter doubted in himself what this vision which he had seen should mean, behold, the man which were sent from Cornelius had made inquiry.
Yep, an inquiry.
Made inquiries for Simon's house and stood before the gate.
So now Cornelius sent these men out to go find where Peter can be, right? And while he's thinking about this vision, he just said men came to Peter's gates and asked for him, right? Go ahead.
Verse 18. And called and asked whether Simon, which was surnamed Peter, were lodged there.
Lodged there. Yeah, no, sir. It's which was surnamed Peter were lodged there, right? Go ahead.
Verse 19. While Peter thought on the vision, the Spirit said unto him, Behold, 3 men seek thee.
Right. Now the Spirit of the Lord came onto Peter, and an angel came there and said, Man, 3 lords seek you. Mind you, they're trying to find each other. These 3 men, these 3 men are trying to find Peter for Cornelius' sake, right? Because Cornelius' vision told them to go find Peter. Go ahead.
Verse 20, arise therefore and get thee down and go with them, doubting nothing, for I have sent them.
Perfect. Go ahead.
Verse 21, then Peter went down to the men which were sent unto him from Cornelius.
Go ahead.
And said, Behold, I am he whom ye seek. What is the cause wherefore ye are come?
Go ahead.
Verse 22. And they said, Cornelius, the centurion, a just man, and one that feareth God, and of good report among all the nations of the Jews.
All the what?
All the nations of the Jews.
Right. Listen, just a just man, and one that feareth God, and of good report among all the nation of the Jews. Right? When you hear all the nation of the Jews, what do you hear? Letter.
All 12 tribes.
Yes, But that's correct. I can't take that from you. So what you hear is all the nations, all Jews are in these nations. You know what I'm saying? That's what you want to hear. All the Jews that are in these nations, whatever nations they are, Jews are in them, right? Because they're Gentiles. Right? Go ahead.
Was warned from God by an holy angel to send for thee into his house and to hear words of thee.
Perfect. Go ahead.
Verse 23. They called he them in and lodged them. And on the morrow, Peter went away with them, and certain brethren from Joppa accompanied him.
So now this is what you got to put in your mind too. When Peter seen these brothers who came to look for him, he seen brothers.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like, he didn't see heathens. He seen brothers. That's why he allowed them in the house as well. So he took them in. Like, okay, that's who you coming in? Well, tomorrow, y'all can sleep here tonight. Tomorrow we'll go deal with it. We'll find you. So imagine how Peter, he didn't see white people. He didn't see Asians. You get what I mean? Even in Jerusalem, you grew up knowing that if a stranger is sojourning, you bring them into your crib. We can't do that today because niggas is terrible, right? But as a one time, we could do that with brothers in the truth. At one time, you could be able to do that because brothers like, oh, yeah, come on, stay with my crib. You know what I mean? A stranger was a person who, in certain instances, a stranger was a person who was an Israelite just from another country. All right. Let's go. Keep going.
Verse 24. And the morrow after they entered into
Caesarea.
Mm-hmm. And Cornelius waited for them and had called together his kinsmen and near friends.
Perfect. Go ahead.
Verse 25. And as Peter was coming in, Cornelius met him and fell down at his feet and worshiped him.
Perfect. So now this brother was seeking for a prophet of God. So when he found that prophet of God, he dropped on his knees and worshiped his feet because he knew that this man was from the Lord. And he knew that the Lord heard his prayers. You understand? Keep going. So now another part what you know is what? Peter just seen a brother. You understand, right? When he seen Cornelius, he didn't say, behold, a devil. You know what I'm saying? He was like, oh, this is a brother. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Verse 26. But Peter took him up, saying, stand up. I myself also am a man. Verse 27.
Go ahead.
As he talked with him, he went in and found many that were come together.
Go ahead.
Verse 28. And he said unto them, ye know how that it is an unlawful thing for a man that is a Jew to keep company.
Perfect. So now we'll break it down, right? Now this is what you want. This we get into the meat of it. What you'll find out is Peter knows that there's Israelites outside of Jerusalem. But in Jerusalem, they were taught at one point that anyone outside of Jerusalem is a heathen or should be treated as a heathen, even if they're a brother. You get what I'm saying? So he's saying that's why he just said, you know how that is an unlawful thing for a man that is a Jew to keep company, or come onto one of another nation. So Christians will believe like, see, this is not a brother. This is how the Lord accepted everybody, because this is Peter's vision to accept everybody, right? That's not true. We're gonna break it down. This cat, of course, we read how he was a centurion of the Italian band, right? Now keep going.
Or come unto one of another nation.
Go ahead.
But God hath showed me that I should not call any man common or unclean.
Right. So now in his vision, he's going back to his vision. He's saying what the Lord said, I should not call any man common or unclean. Keep going.
Verse 29. Therefore came I unto you without gainsaying. As soon as I was sent for, I asked therefore for what intent ye have sent for me.
Go ahead.
Verse 30. And Cornelius said, 4 days ago I was fasting until this hour, and at the 9th hour I prayed in my house, and behold, a man stood before me in bright clothing. Verse 31. And said, Cornelius, thy prayer is heard, and thine alms are had in remembrance in the sight of God.
Go ahead.
Verse 32. Send therefore to Joppa and call hither Simon, whose sure name is Peter. He is lodged in the house of one Simon, a tanner by the seaside,
Go ahead.
who, when he cometh, shall speak unto thee.
Perfect. Keep going.
Verse 33. Immediately, therefore, I sent to thee, and thou hast well done that thou art come. Now, therefore, are we all here present before God
Go ahead.
to hear all things that are commanded thee of God.
Now, except the whole stage, right? The whole stage is set. Now, you better break it down on what the vision was that Peter got. Now, go to verse 34.
Verse 34. Then Peter opened his mouth and said, of a truth, I perceive that God is no respecter of persons.
Perfect. Go ahead.
Verse 35. But in every nation.
But in what?
But in every nation.
But in what?
But in every nation.
Now, remember earlier I said this is what you're supposed to see, right? The Jews in the nation, right? Remember we read that part in 21, I believe?
God, yeah.
So now this is Peter saying that back. But in every nation, go ahead.
But in every nation, he that heareth him.
No, that feareth him.
Feareth him. Verse 35. But in every nation, he that feareth him.
Who can fear the Lord? Only the Israelites. We read that in Psalms 147, right? Only the Israelites can fear the Lord because only the Lord deals with Israelites. Right? Go ahead.
And worketh righteousness is accepted with him.
You understand that, right? But in every nation, he that feareth him and worketh righteousness is accepted with him. Stop right here. Let me get what's one I'm talking about in 1 and 1. James 1 and 1. James 1 and 1. The water. James 1 and 1 real quick. And then let me get 1 Peter 1 and 1. Is it 1 Peter 1 and 1? 1 Peter 1 and 1. James 1 and 1 and 1 Peter 1 and 1.
The book of James, chapter 1 and verse 1.
Go ahead.
James, a servant of God and of the Lord Jesus, Yahweh, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greeting.
Perfect. To the 12 tribes that are scattered abroad, right? The 12 tribes are scattered. Now go to 1 Peter 1 and 1.
1 Peter 1 and verse 1. Peter, an apostle of Yahweh, to the strangers.
To the what?
Strangers.
Go ahead.
Scattered throughout Pontus, Galatia, Cappadocia, Asia, and Bithynia. Verse 2, elect according to the foreknowledge of God.
Perfect. That's it. You want these two right now. Let's go back to 35. Read 35. And Shadow Rock, find me Jews out of every nation. Jews out of every nation. I think it's might be Acts 2 and 5, I believe. Try that. Give me 35 one more time.
The book of Acts, chapter 10, verse 35.
Go ahead.
But in every nation, he that feareth him and worketh righteousness is accepted with him.
Keep going.
Verse 36. The word which God sent unto the children of Israel.
The word of what? One more time.
The word which God sent unto the children of Israel.
That's what he said. The word which God sent unto the children of Israel, not to everybody. You understand? So when you read it, don't read it as, oh, see, everyone can be saved. It's more complicated than that. You get what I'm saying? It's just like how today, what's your race?
I'm a Negro, sir. From tribe of Judah.
Yeah, yeah, that's what you would say. But that's what you say. What does your birth certificate say?
Black, sir.
Yeah. What you are, what? What's a technical term for a brother today? African American, right? That's what you are. Yeah, African American. One day it used to be Negro. They used to call you Negro. They called you Afro American, right? Go ahead. Colored. Black. Now today you're African American, and more importantly, you are American. And that's what this brother was. He was centurion, but he was a brother. Right. You get what I'm saying? That doesn't depart. Now Peter seen him as a brother, but Peter, that wasn't their fight. Our fight is that because we have to fight Christianity. Their fight was he wasn't born in Jerusalem. You get what I'm saying? Now, well, remember, Paul's mission was to bring all the Gentiles back. That's what Christ said. Christ said what? Go to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. The people in Israel, people in Jerusalem were not lost. They know exactly who they were. The lost sheep were the people outside of Jerusalem. You understand? So that's what Christ said too. Christ and Paul had the same mission. It's to bring the brother. That's what Christ died for. You understand, right? So when we read Peter's vision, those unclean animals were about people. They weren't about food at all. You understand? They're about the people that were called heathens and Gentiles at one point, that were Israelites, right? So now we'll get into the Gentile breakdown right now. Okay. So now give me Salaki, go ahead. What you got?
The book of Acts, chapter 2 and verse 5. And there were dwelling in Jerusalem Jews, devout men, out of every nation under heaven.
Y'all understand that, right? There was what reason was that? Acts
chapter 2 and verse 5.
Read it again.
The book of Acts, chapter 2 and verse 5. And there were dwelling at Jerusalem.
They were dwelling at Jerusalem, right? Who was dwelling at Jerusalem? Go ahead. Jews were dwelling at Jerusalem. Go ahead.
Devout men.
Go ahead.
Out of every nation.
Now stop right there. What does that mean? Out of every nation? I thought they were just in Jerusalem. You understand, right? That's why in 1 Peter 1:1 he said scattered around Pontus and Cyprus and Galatia and Corinth and Rome. Like these are all places that were in these all cities that were in these places that Jews were living in. You understand? They were baptized through the Spirit of the Lord through Paul and through the words. So now they became who they were supposed to be. Remember, Paul spoke a different language. Paul spoke Greek. You get what I'm saying? Paul spoke Greek. Paul spoke Egyptian. You get what I mean? He spoke these things and he found brothers that were there in these places as well and was able to teach to them through their language. They didn't know Hebrew. You know what I mean? All they knew was their native tongue of where they was born. So he taught them in their tongue. They was able to learn, right? That's what the Pentecost is about. I haven't heard about the Pentecost before. I will get the Pentecost 1 second. All right. Let's go to let's get to the Gentile breakdown right quick. We're gonna run through these. All right. I'm gonna give you the pertinent precepts for time's sake. Let's get Jeremiah 17:4 though. Let's pull that. So I'm gonna read a precept and I'm gonna skip a few, but I'm gonna give them to you for your notes sake so you can read them on your own. They're all precepts that you can read and you can break down on your own. If you can't, then just bring it to your question next week, all right? But the ones that need to breaking down, I'm gonna break down. Let's get Jeremiah 17:4.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, verse 4.
Go ahead.
And thou even thyself shalt discontinue from thine heritage.
Right, this was the Lord's prophecy about because we made him so angry that he had to discontinue us from our heritage. That's why our whole heritage was stripped from us, right? That's why we didn't know where we came from, what food we ate, what high holy days to celebrate, who we were. You know what I'm saying? How to deal with. We didn't know about brotherhood. We didn't know about the laws of God because our heritage got discontinued. You know what I'm saying? Every country knows who they were 1,000 years ago. You ask an African man right now, what country of Africa are you from? He's going to be able to tell you what country he's from in Africa, and he's going to be able to tell you the geographical countries around him. You get what I'm saying? And he speaks a language, and he knows that you and him are not the same. He knows all these things. Meanwhile, you don't know. You say, you from Africa? Like, yeah, I'm from Africa. What country? They're like, country. They think Africa's a country. Africa is a continent, right? Well, over 50 countries there. So you can't even tell me what part of the country of Africa you're from because you're not from Africa. That's what you got to tell brothers sometime when they tell you, you African, you weren't a dashiki. What country of Africa are you from? You know what I mean? What's the origin of that country? Where is that? North Africa? South Africa? East? West? You get what I'm saying? Central? Where is that? You get what I mean? Go ahead, Shadrach.
Yeah, back when I was young in the 70s, there was, I remember the beads. I remember the dashikis.
Right.
I remember, we had Afro picks.
Yeah.
I remember, brothers was trying to even learn Swahili.
Come on.
They try to speak Swahili.
Why they ain't never put their head in the cow's ass? Yeah, that's why they always only pick up the cool part of Africa, right? I guess the cool part. They never put their cows under a head under a cow's ass though, and use that piss to dye their hair. They never put them big ass things in their lips and had their lips hang and shit, and have women with their titties out, right? Like they never had that before. They don't ever want to be that part of Africa, right? Go ahead, shut up.
Yeah, you know, I used to ask brothers too. I was like, man, okay, so we from Africa, and I think this was probably before I was even in the truth. I said, anybody in your relatives ever had plate lips with the big old things in their lips?
All right.
I said, anybody in your brother was like, no.
Yeah. And they have monkey stew. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all seen the videos, right? They got monkey stew, right? They gonna kill a baboon, chop the baboon up, throw it in a thing with corn and a whole bunch of dirt and then just stew it up and all kneel right there and just eat it and drink it. It's disgusting. Go ahead.
So like, and another thing is, you know, what about the tribe that wears all that ash all over? They all be like,
Yeah, it's so many damn people, you know what I mean, different people in those countries, man. You know what I mean? You got your village people and you got the city people of Africa. You know what I'm saying? And you don't know who you are. You know what I'm saying? They don't even know who the hell you are.
It's like, if I may, you know, brothers, they had you a quick bottle of Vaseline. As soon as you see some ash and say, man, you ashy, man.
Yeah, niggas ain't like that. Yeah.
Lotion, bro.
He's like,
You know what I mean?
show a nigga a video of some brothers in Africa. They're like, nah, that ain't me. That ain't me. Go on, keep going.
Come on. And thou even thyself shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee,
Mm-hmm.
and I will cause thee to serve thine enemy in the land which thou knowest not.
So now the Lord said he was going to cause you to serve your enemy in the land that you don't know, right? That's what the Lord said. Go ahead.
Oh God. For ye have kindled a fire in mine anger which shall burn forever.
You pissed the Lord off. You know what I'm saying? You pissed the Lord off, and this is our judgment because of it. You know, we're the only people who got stripped of our identity. You know what I'm saying? That's why when you found the truth, you like, wait, hold on, what? The Bible talking about us? You didn't have to have that happen to you. We could have been knew we were the people of the Bible. You get what I'm saying? We could have been knew that. But of course, we had to get stripped. That was a prophecy. Who else in the world fits this prophecy? That's what you got to ask yourself. When you read in the Bible, who else fits it? The Jews knew who they were all along. The so-called Jewish man, he knew who he was forever. The Palestinians know who they were forever. You know what I'm saying? Give me some more. The Arabs, the East Indians, right? Some of the Africans lost their identity. They got took away from their borders. You get what I'm saying? They got misplaced because they got took over. They got conquered by the Greeks. You get what I mean? They don't even know who they are. Some of them don't know who they are. They know they're African though. Keep going.
Verse 5. Thus saith the Lord, cursed be the man that trusteth in man.
That's it right there. So now this is what I need y'all to put in y'all notes, right? Deuteronomy 28 and 15. Deuteronomy 28 and 68. And Deuteronomy 28 and 64. We'll read 28 and 64. Can you read that for me real quick? Remember, 15 is talking about the curses that Moses said was going to happen to you, right? All the curses that was going to happen to you from 15 to 68. Deuteronomy 20 and 68 is talking about us being brought on cargo slave ships, right? Back into bondage, right? That's of course, you're the only people who came onto cargo slave ships back into Egypt. Egypt means bondage. That's what you want to put in your notes, all right? Now, 20 and 64, we'll read that for the sake of the next precept we're going to pull. All right, go ahead.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth even unto the other. So
go again, you're going to be scattered. You hear this word again, right? Scattered, scattered, scattered. That's who we are. We've been scattered. Know that, right? Go ahead.
Oh, God. And there thou shalt serve other gods.
And then when you go get scattered, you're going to serve other gods. That's why black people celebrate. Most black people are Christian and Muslim, right? But then you have black people who are Buddhists. You have black people who are atheists, agnostic. You have agnostic is you believe in something, but you're not quite sure what you believe in, right? You know it's something bigger than this. Then you got people who are Buddhists. Give me some more. They celebrate. Their religion is Judaism, Hinduism, right? They believe everything. They serve all these other gods, but the one true living God, right? Go ahead.
Oh God, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, Even wood and stone.
Even wood and stone. That wood being what? That Christian cross. That's what Christ died on. Remember, when Christ died on that piece of wood, that's how everyone was killed in those times, in Roman times. When a criminal would be put to death, he'll get put to death on that. That was a common thing, right? And then the stone is that cobblestone in Mecca, right? When they circle that thing and they kiss that thing, right? They kiss that thing. You know how many people got herpes because of that? I heard about that. It was like people kissing that rock because it's all different nations, right? And they all circling that thing and they going to kiss that rock and they ain't like wiping the rock off. You know what I mean? They gonna put their lips on that thing and all that. You know what I'm saying? It's terrible. Shut it up.
That's like a form of, I can't say it here, but like a form of an LGBTQ.
A form of it. I think that's exactly what it is.
It sounds like that to me.
A whole bunch of men. Not that you want to say something? How about you?
Like if I may, and that's not even like the actual thing that they worship. That's just the building that's on the inside.
Yeah.
Stone inside.
God.
That's just the building.
Yeah, that stone is Allah. Representation of Allah. You know what I'm saying? This is weird. All right. Any more? Wood and stone. All right. So of course you get Romans 15:4. Put that in your notes as well. Romans 15:4 is a foretime. That's that precept. What's written for our learning. That you read the Old Testament, it tells you about what was going to happen to us and all these things. And of course, where we were at in society. And this is not the first time we skipped out on serving the Lord, right? If you go to we don't got to pull it. 1 Kings 17:15, we made a covenant with the heathens to serve their gods. And we start making false idols to their gods. And the Lord cast us away after that as well, right? So that brought us to Ezekiel, right? Let's get to Ezekiel 36:16.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 36, verse 16.
Go ahead.
Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, verse 17, Son of man, when the house of Israel dwelt in their own land, they defiled it by their own way and by their doing.
Go ahead.
Their way was before me as the uncleanness of a removed woman.
Perfect. Right. Their way before me was like the uncleanness of a removed woman. Go ahead.
Verse 18.
That's an insult. Very like you're disgusting. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how we was dealing with our own land, right? Go ahead.
Verse 18. Wherefore I poured my fury upon them for the blood that they had shed upon the land.
Go ahead.
And for their idols wherewith they had polluted it.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 19. And I scattered them among the heathen.
You what? I scattered what?
And I scattered them among the heathen.
Go ahead.
And they were dispersed through the country.
Y'all understand, right? This is another thing, of course, in the Old Testament where the Lord said he scattered us. And we were dispersed amongst all the other countries because of our uncleanness towards him. So when the Lord scatters you, he takes away unity, he takes away brotherhood, he takes away a nation. And he puts a nation under servitude to all other nations. And what do those nations know about you? They know that you're God's chosen people. So you're the number one slave to get. You understand? That's always been a thing. Don't ever make a mistake and think, oh yeah, we were just slaves. No, we were the number one slaves ever because we are Lord's chosen. We are God's chosen people. You understand? So wherever we go, the people over us have to make it a way to where we can be against our God because our God will be with them in a sense. You get what I'm saying? The sense of meaning he would allow them to have power over us. Yeah, you hear me? As long as we can, that's why if you go read like so many, I forgot what brother told me, but they would sneak anything into our food so we can't serve our God. Like, I remember they was like, yeah, it's pork in that toothpaste. I was like, pork in that toothpaste. You know what I'm saying? Some of them do though. You know what I mean? And some of them do got. I remember it was certain gelatins or there was pork in something crazy one time. Or like what was it? Marshmallows. You got to get the vegan marshmallows. They don't even melt good. You ever had them vegan marshmallows? I took my kids to do the s'more thing, right? The s'mores and stuff. I was like, make sure you get the vegan marshmallows. My red when they got it, and we tried to melt it. It was like, why is it not melting? It's not melting. You gotta get just burn it and just hopefully you gotta melt it like with the chocolate more because the vegan marshmallows don't burn. You know what I'm saying? So like everything. I mean, so many other things that you can find if you go look at behind your food. I've been in truth so long, I know exactly what they're getting at. But I remember coming up, I'm like, get the heck out of here. The pork casing on every link I like, you know, the beef links, pork casing. Like, damn, you got to find something else. There's always an alternative. Though. Go ahead.
If I make sense, I just found out about the gummy bears. I ain't know they had.
You got to get the vegan ones.
Right,
And they're not good. They're not good. Yeah. You got the Starburst is too wild. So go ahead.
Yeah.
Yes, but no, especially those gelatin ones. You know what I'm saying? You got to be careful. But like you was before 2000, I'll say 7, 8, maybe even 9. It was like that. Now today, the power of the Jewish man changes those things. That gelatin ain't always pork now. You can look at a lot of them. I don't eat it, but the crawlies I think are lawful. You know those crawlies? Those are the best ones. You go look at those. You go look at them. You got to check it. But because of the power of the Jewish man, he changed all that stuff to make it clean for himself. All right. So we've got on 36 and 16, right? We read James 1 and 1. So y'all had that on your notes. But make sure that it goes in order how I'm saying it, right? Let's get John 7 and 35.
The book of John, chapter 7, and verse 35. Then said the Jews among themselves, whither will he go?
Right. So now they was talking about Christ, right? They're talking about Christ right here in this precept. And I need y'all and hear this, and I'm gonna give you the precept on what they were saying. Keep going from the top, please.
Then said the Jews among themselves, whither will he go?
Mm-hmm.
That we shall not find him. Will he go unto the dispersed among the Gentiles?
Wait, one more time.
Will he go unto the dispersed among the Gentiles?
They were talking about Christ. They said, where will he go? Will he go amongst the dispersed, amongst the Gentiles? Where did we just read dispersed? In Ezekiel 36, right? That's what you want to pair it up with. That's the dispersed. Those are the Israelites. Christ was going to them. That's why the people said, where should he go? To the dispersed amongst the Gentiles? That's where he did go. Right? Any more?
Oh, no.
Keep going.
And teach the Gentiles?
And teach the who?
And teach the Gentiles?
So now, why would the Lord teach the Gentiles? Because the Gentiles is us. Who got the Bible dictionary? Where? It's not. You get the Bible dictionary. And let me get Gentiles. Gentiles is on page, one second. Matter of fact, I got it right here. Page 307. No, this is the Strong's. Oh yeah, page 307. Huh? Yeah. Anytime I talk about Bible dictionary, I'm never talking about that small one. There's different pages in the small one, but everybody in here should get that one. All right, y'all should get that one.
Well, the word Gentiles out of the Zondervan Torah Bible Dictionary.
Read the page.
Page 307.
Mm-hmm.
Translated Gentiles in KJV of the OT 30 times people, 11 times heathen, 140 times.
Find out where it says usually. I think it's right in the middle of the paragraph.
Oh, come on. Usually means a non-Israelite people. In the New Testament, Greek ethnos renders goy, while Laos people correspondence to Hebrew.
No, that's it. That's all you need is usually. It means not all the time. Usually, that's what you need right there. When you read the word Gentile, it usually means a non-Israelite people, but in this sense, these Israelites were Gentiles. We'll find some more definitions that back that up in a second as well. All right. Now, so we got John 7:35, right? Y'all got that? Now let's get Acts 11 and 19.
This is the book of Acts, chapter 11, verse 19. Now they which were scattered abroad among the persecution that arose about Stephen,
Yeah. Yep.
traveled as far as Phoenice.
Yep.
Traveled as far as Phoenice, and Cyprus and Antioch.
See, mind you, these are all the places that Israelites dwelt in. You know what I mean? That were outside of Jerusalem, of course. But the news of this prophet dying, this prophet got stoned to death. He got stoned to death. What's that word when you didn't do nothing? Innocently, right? He was an innocent brother who got stoned to death for speaking the word of God, right? For cutting the people, cutting the Sadducees, the Pharisees, and the scribes. Now, Paul was one of the men who held the coats of them who stoned Stephen. That was Paul's guilty conscience. It's like he would be guilty of murder. It's like if you're going to drive by, right? And you're driving or just in the car and someone shoots out the car and hits somebody, they're all getting murdered. They're all getting charged for that, right? That was Paul's thing. He held the coats of them who stoned Stephen, right? So now everybody heard about Stephen's death. You get what I mean? They're shook up by it because he was a prophet of God. And that might shake some people to be like, shit, I don't even want to teach the Bible no more. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's scary, right? Now keep going.
Spake unto the Grecians, preaching the Lord Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 21. And the hand of the Lord was with them. And
Stop right there. Start from the top one more time.
Okay. This is book
11 and 19.
Book of Acts 11 and 19.
Go ahead.
Now they which were scattered abroad upon the persecution that arose about Stephen.
Right. So now when that key word hits you is what? Scattered. One more time. Those that are scattered abroad. Those scattered people are always the scattered abroad. Scattered abroad. Abroad means overseas. Overseas, right? Or another country, right? So scattered abroad. Go ahead.
Now they which were scattered abroad upon the persecution that arose about Stephen traveled as far as Phoenice.
Go ahead.
And Cyprus and Antioch.
Go ahead.
Preaching the word to none but unto the Jews only.
One more time. Preaching? No, preaching.
Yeah, preaching. Okay. It's like it. Preaching the word to none but unto the Jews only.
So now they're speaking, right? They're going to these places, Antioch, Cyprus, Phoenicia, right? Speaking to who? None only but the Jews. You understand, right? And these are, remember, they're scattered abroad. So if you're scattered abroad, that lets you know that you're a Jew. The Lord is speaking about you. Because I'm going to countries that there are people that are outside of Jerusalem. So I'm finding the brothers and I'm speaking the word to them only. I'm not speaking the word to everybody. So when they don't even have a camp in these cities, there's heathens moving around. And the Jews is like, wait, they talking about us. You feel me? They talking about me. They having classes in little places. They know about Paul coming through. Paul sliding through these through every little city, every little nooks and cranny, and he'll gather a group and come around. They'll come around and he's like, yeah, y'all the real Jews. You know what I'm saying? These people, they ain't your people. That's why you feel this way. That's why you're a second class citizen. That's why you look the way you look. All these things. They like, damn. So they saying, even in these places, they like, I'm a Jew. They finding out they a Jew. Just like how you find out you was a Jew. You get what I'm saying? All right, so let's go. Let's get Acts 15 and 22.
It's the book of Acts, verse 15. Book of Acts, chapter 15, verse 22. Then please it the apostles and elders with the whole church to send chosen men of their own company to Antioch with Paul and Barnabas.
Right. Now, Antioch is in Upper Syria. This is another city where Israelites is going to be. Right. He showed chosen men of their company. So, man, they're over these men. You're over these men. You're over these men. I'm going to send each of these men to these places. Now, they're going to go find some more Israelites. Right. Go ahead.
Namely, Judas, sure name, Barsabbas, and Silas, chief man among the brethren.
Chief man among the brethren, right? Go ahead.
Verse 23. And they wrote letters by them after this manner.
Perfect. So now, read one more time.
Verse 23. And they wrote.
No, 22 from the top.
Verse 22. Then pleased it the apostles and elders with the whole church to send chosen men of their own company to Antioch with Paul and Barnabas.
Go ahead.
Namely, Judas, surnamed Barsabas, and Silas.
Go ahead.
Chief men among the brethren.
Chief men among who?
The brethren.
Among who?
The brethren.
Chief men among the brethren. That's another part you got to emphasize. Now, give me Romans 9, the ninth chapter. Romans 9, 1 second. One second. Romans 9 and I want to look up Romans 9, not 9 and 13. Is it 9 and 1? No. No, 4. Romans 9 and 4.
Oh, God. The book of Romans.
Yes, 3. Start at 3 first. I was like, you're right. 9 and 3.
The book of Romans, chapter 9, verse 3. For I could wish that myself were accursed from Christ for my brethren, my kinsmen according to the flesh.
According to the what?
The flesh.
My what? My kinsmen according to the flesh, right? For I wish that myself were accursed from Christ for my brethren. My brethren is my brothers, right? My kinsmen. Kin is family. Like he's saying my kin. That's how people in the South talk. What's up? Like, that's my kin, right? According to the flesh. And your flesh is right here. I look at you in the flesh. You know, not according to anything to the flesh, right? Go ahead.
According to the flesh, who are Israelites.
Who are what?
Who are Israelites.
Who are what?
Who are Israelites.
That's what you want right there. Okay. We spoke how we spoke today. That was good. What's good? Like that's how you used to talk. Brethren. Those are the brethren, right? That's the brothers right there. You know what I'm saying? This is old Quaker English more than anything, but they say that even in the Bible, you ever heard that word son of man? That was slang. You just dropped the son of and just start calling each other man. What's going on, man? What's up, man? Back in the day, they would call the white man the man, right? Like a man on my back, man cutting my hours. You know what I'm saying? Like, but even when I would see, like, if I see, what's her name? What's her Hebrew name? It's like Patak. Yeah. If I see Trooper Patak, I said, son of man, where you headed? You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Son of man, where you headed to? Shadow Rock, what's going on?
It's funny because when I see like little like females with their sons or brothers with their sons, I always say, "What's up, man?
There you go. Yeah,
come on, man. We always say that, don't we?"
Right. Exactly. That's how we talk. You get what I mean? Hold on a second. Keep reading on 4.
Verse 4. Who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption and the glory and the covenants and the giving of the law and the service of God and the promises.
That's who you are. Right. Now, if you're going to talk about Israelites, these who are the Israelites belong to. That's what the Israelites belong to. To whom pertaineth the adoption, right, first of all, and the glory and the covenants and the giving of the law and the service of God and the promises. Let's be very specific now. You get what I'm saying? This ain't everybody. And this is the New Testament. Right? This is the New Testament. So now you have to know this going forward when you read the Bible. It's a very specific Bible. You get what I'm saying? So now we'll go from Acts 15 and 22. Let's go to Acts 21 and 20. Acts 21 and 20. This is one of my favorite preachers. This is an excellent cut when I'm at camp. This is like a camp banger.
This is the book of Acts, chapter 21, verse 20. And when they heard it, they glorified the Lord and said unto him, "Thou seest?"
Hold on one second. Acts 21 and 20. Let me get there with you. 21, 20. Let's start at 19.
Oh, God. Verse 19.
Mhm.
And when he had saluted them, he declared,
When he had what?
when he had saluted them,
Like saluting is in the Bible. You know what I mean? Like, well, saluting in the Bible will be a salutation. That's what they call what Christ calls salutations. It's like when I salute, like shalom, yabashta. That's a salute. They did that. Also, what the Bible calls it a holy kiss. You get what I'm saying? A kiss is a touch. You get what I'm saying? With your fist, right? With your hands. So that's what they did when they seen each other. Right? Keep going.
he declared particularly what things God had
Right.
wrought among the Gentiles by his ministry.
Go ahead.
Verse 20. And when they heard it, they glorified the Lord and said unto him, Thou seest, brother, who many thousands of Jews.
No, how many?
How many thousands of Jews, Salakia?
Mhm.
How many thousands of Jews there are which believe?
Right. You see it, thou seest, brother, how many thousands of Jews there which believe? Go ahead.
And they are all zealous of the law.
And they're all zealous of the law. Go ahead.
Verse 21. And they are informed of thee, that thou teachest all the Jews which are among the Gentiles to forsake Moses.
Right. Now, then they say they informed of thee that thou teachest all the Jews that teaches all the Jews which are among the Gentiles to forsake Moses. Go ahead.
Saying that they ought not to circumcise their children,
Mm-hmm.
neither to walk after their customs.
Right. Perfect. So now I'm gonna break it down for you. When they said forsake Moses, right? There was a time where I have to put a precept now. We're gonna go off just a little bit, right? Give me 1 Peter 3:1. 1 Peter 3:1. That ain't it. Might be 2 Peter 3. No, that ain't it. That ain't it. Hold on. Can you find me circumcision of your heart? He's not saying forget what Moses said. I'm explaining to you in a second.
Romans 2:25.
Romans what?
2:25.
Romans 2:25. The water. All right. Let me go back to Acts 2:20, right? 2:21. Okay, well it says it shall come to wait, Acts 2. Where we at? Acts 20. That was 20, right?
But I was at her.
Yeah.
Acts 21, sir, verse 22.
21, verse 22.
Yeah. Come on, sir.
I pulled the wrong precept. That's funny as hell. Hold on 1 second. Okay, since we're in it now, I should have said Acts 2:21, not Acts 20:21. But I'm gonna go to Acts 2:21 in a second. Since we're here already, let's break it down. Acts 2:20-21, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Acts 21, chapter 21, verse 22.
21 and 22.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Since we're here, we'll break it down. But I really, for the sake of the class, it's supposed to be Acts 2:21. All right, we're gonna go there in 1 second. So he said, and they informed of thee that thou teachest all the Jews which are amongst the Gentiles to forsake Moses, saying that they not ought to circumcise their children, neither to walk after their customs. So now there was a time where they wouldn't. The brothers that was born outside of Jerusalem, the people that were scattered, was not to be accepted because they was not circumcised. You understand? In the law, you're supposed to be circumcised on the 8th day. In America, they probably won't do a circumcision on the 8th day, but you're supposed to be circumcised very young, right? So now Paul was saying, read it. Where you at? Acts 2:20 what? Romans 2:25.
Come on,
You got it?
come on. The book of Romans chapter 2, verse 25.
Go ahead.
For circumcision verily provided Like, if thou keep the law,
Purify. Purify.
like,
Is it a P-U?
not Profiteth.
Oh, profited.
Oh, so like it.
Profited. Go ahead.
For circumcision verily profiteth if thou keep the law.
Mm-hmm.
But if thou be a breaker of the law, thy circumcision is made uncircumcision.
Keep going.
Therefore, if the circumcision keep the righteousness of the law, shall not his uncircumcision be counted for circumcision?
Perfect. Go ahead.
Verse 27, and shall not uncircumcision, which is by nature, if it fulfill the law, judge thee, who by the letter and circumcision do transgress the law? For he is not a Jew, which is one outwardly, neither is that circumcision.
So he is being like, just imagine. I'll break it down for you. This is very like, this is a battle that he's having with people, right? So he's saying like, okay, since you're circumcised, shouldn't your circumcision, he's put him in a box, shouldn't your circumcision keep you perfect? And they said, they can't answer because they know they're not perfect. So he said, okay then. So now, let's just say you never got a circumcision, but you are perfect. You get what I'm saying? Shouldn't that matter more than you actually getting circumcised? That's what Paul's saying in this battle to these cats. That's why he's cutting them. You get what I'm saying? It should matter more that even if you're not circumcised, that you keep the laws of God when you're not circumcised. You get what I'm saying? A person shouldn't be persecuted because they're not circumcised. But you who is circumcised shouldn't get persecuted even though you break the law. You get what I'm saying? That's his battle to this cat right here. Right? Now keep going.
Oh God, verse 28. For he is not a Jew, which is one outwardly.
For he is not a Jew that is one outwardly. Now this is an important part. You shouldn't be a Jew because you look like a Jew and you're from Jerusalem. You are not a Jew that is one outwardly. Go ahead.
Oh God. Neither is that circumcision, which is outward in the flesh.
Right. And neither is a circumcision that is outward in the flesh. Go ahead.
But he is a Jew, which is one inwardly.
Uh-huh.
And circumcision is that of the heart.
Then you understand that, right? He is the Jew that is one inwardly, who lives it. And circumcision is one of the heart and not of the flesh. That's what he's breaking down. You understand, right?
Oh, God.
So you are circumcised in your heart, not by your flesh. Just because I'm circumcised by the flesh doesn't make me more of a Jew than you because you're not circumcised, because you keep the law. And although I am a Jew and I am circumcised, I break the law. Who's better? That's what Paul said. The person who keeps the law is not circumcised is better than the one who is and who doesn't keep the law. You understand? So I had to go through that since we read the precept. So now let's go to Acts 2 and 21. This will bring us back on topic.
The book of Acts, chapter 2, verse 21.
Uh-huh.
And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord
Right.
shall be saved.
So right. So now this shall come to pass. This is a camp banger, right? I was like, this don't sound right. So whosoever call on the Lord, right, shall be saved. Right? That sounds good. That sounds real Christian-like. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Verse 22.
Uh-huh.
Ye men of Israel.
Ye men of who?
Ye men of Israel.
Ye men of Israel. Go ahead.
Hear these words.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus of or Yahushua of Nazareth,
Go ahead.
a man approved of God among you by miracles and wonders and signs.
Perfect, right? So I will go out of camp and stop it at that. Ye men of Israel. You get what I'm saying? So whoever call on the name of the Lord shall be saved. And the whole crowd will be like, see, now he's speaking the truth. Now I'll go at 21 and say, ye men of Israel. Go ahead, Ibai.
Like, if I may, I know there's one dude that would try and argue the punctuation.
Uh-huh.
At the end of 21 is a period, and then 22 starts the sentence again.
Go ahead, we read it.
He says that you the address is not talking to Israel.
Okay.
The period in the sentence it stops with the whole account. I'm like,
Hold on. Where we at? 2 and 21?
come on.
He said the punctuation where the comma?
No, you shall be saved. The period.
Oh wait, hold
And
on.
22.
Hold on, 2 and 20, 2 and 21, right? Okay, so it says, wait, excuse me, 2 and 21. So he'll read it as this. And it shall come to pass, comma, that whosoever shall come on and call on the name of the Lord shall be saved. Ye men of Israel, comma, hear these words. And so his argument is what?
His argument is that the Lord is telling the Israelites to accept the Gentiles. because of the way the census is structured.
Oh, I got you. I got you. Except the who?
So
Except who?
all the Gentiles.
Yeah, I would use that as an argument. He is accepting the Gentiles. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like in the topic, like I would use that. You absolutely right. He's accepting the Gentiles. We're in the New Testament. In Acts. They are the Gentiles. The Israelites are the Gentiles. Show me different. You get what I'm saying? Then I'm gonna pull this precept. Then we'll go right here to Acts 10:34. Right? Let's go. Then we just read this, right? We're in the Peter's vision. We read Acts 10:34. We'll read 10:34 to 36 again for this topic's sake. So you would give it to him. He said what? What did he say?
He said because the period at the end of 21, 22 is now addressing the Israelites, saying that you have to accept the Gentiles or the other nations.
Yes, and you would say you are absolutely correct. And let me show you who these other nations are. Let's go.
The book of Acts, chapter 10, verse 34. Then Peter opened his mouth and said, of a truth, I perceive that God is no respecter of persons.
Right. The Lord is not a respecter of persons. Go ahead.
Oh God. But in every nation.
But in what?
In every nation.
And right now, the cat that said that to you, he's gonna be like, see, right there. But in every nation.
Oh God.
Go ahead.
He that feareth him and worketh righteousness is accepted with him.
Now, he that feareth him and worketh, I got another precept to pull if I had to, right? Psalm 147. He that feareth him and accepted righteousness, what is that?
Is accepted with him.
He's accepted with him. Go ahead.
Oh God, the word which God sent unto the children of Israel.
The word of God at what?
Which God sent unto the children of Israel.
Which God sent to who?
Of Israel.
To who?
The children of Israel.
Go ahead.
Preaching peace by Yahweh Shai Mashiach.
What verse you at?
Verse 36.
You understand, right? So now we got him there, right? He'll say, so how does that answer the Gentile question? Now you have to go into those other precepts I pulled with James 1:1 and 1 Peter 1:1, how we scattered, right? But let's go to Acts 10:1.
The book of Acts, chapter 10, verse 1. There was a certain man in Caesarea called Cornelius, a centurion of the band called the Italian band.
Go ahead.
A devout man and one that feared God with all his house.
So boom, we'll get him right there too, right? How can you fear God? Who do you have to be to fear God, right? I'm trying to stay on topic, but I'm gonna get you in 1 second. Now let's go to Acts 2 and 5.
Oh, God. The book of Acts, chapter 2, verse 5. And there were dwelling at Jerusalem Jews, devout men, out of every nation.
One more time.
And there was dwelling at Jerusalem Jews, devout men, out of every nation under heaven.
You understand? That's what you want to get right there too. Devout men under heaven, out of all the nations, right? Out of all the nations. Jews, though. Everybody ain't no Jew.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? What are the Jews? How about? But what are they specifically? Jews are
Gentiles.
no. Jews are yeah. The Jews are black. Yeah, you want to put it to him too. You know what I'm saying? So what are the Jews? What are the people? What are the people of God? You know what I mean? And in the Bible it said the Jews are black. You're gonna be like, no, no. You're gonna be like, I can show you. But literally it says the Jews are black, right? Let me get Acts 18 and 2.
The book of Acts, chapter 18, verse 2. And found a certain Jew named Aquila, born in Pontus, lately come from Italy.
Whoa, one more time.
Come on, God. And found a certain Jew named Aquila.
They found a certain Jew named Aquila. Go ahead.
Born in Pontus.
Born in Pontus. Right? Go ahead.
Lately come from Italy.
Lately come from where?
Italy.
From where?
Italy.
Go ahead.
With his wife Priscilla.
You understand? Jews were in every nation. That is the point you want to pull. You get what I'm saying? All like when you say Asia Minor, right? Asia Minor is where we were at. That was everything east of Rome. Is it Rome? I believe Rome. Egypt or Rome, I forget. But would you have Asia Minor and where you would have that is so many countries. Those are nations, right? So many countries. That's why I would say. That's why he brought up this precept specifically because this person was Italian, but a Jew. You get what I'm saying? By ethnicity, he was a Jew. By by nationality, he was a Italian.
Right.
You understand, right? And that's what we got to pull right there to show that what the Jews out of every nation. Go ahead.
Come on, so like will Rome be today modern Italy? Like, you know,
Yes,
call
the
it
Romans were Italians.
Okay.
Pontius Pilate was Italian.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? Like those are the centurions. Those are Italian men. Now they were led by the Italians. They had other whites with them because they were an empire. You know what I mean? There's a Roman Empire, so they conquered a lot of people that would come up under their empire. You get what I'm saying? All right, let me get Romans 1:16. It's like you would have all these other nations fight for your army because you were the superpower, which they were. They were the superpower at this time. They had certain things that were so futuristic when they come to military and war that other countries just couldn't deal with it. You get what I'm saying? Mainly the chariots. Their chariots with horses and stuff, and the weaponry they would put on them and the armor they would put on them. That was like insane. That was like, okay, we can't beat that. You know what I mean? It was like having a tank.
Right.
Go ahead.
It's like where would modern day Asia minus be? You know, we think Asia has.
Yeah, Asia might. Okay, that would be the Middle East. What was you gonna say, Nazar?
I was gonna say.
Yeah, it's the Middle East. It's Turkey, Saudi Arabia, like all these other countries. Man, so many. We can look it up real quick. I'll find it. One more time.
What scripture was you looking for?
Romans 1:16. So the term Asia Minor refers to a peninsula in West Asia, primarily encompassing modern-day Turkey, right? Also known as Anatolia. While modern-day Turkey is the primary entity within Asia Minor, historically the area included various kingdoms and territories: Bithynia, Pelagania, Pontus, Galatia, and others. So those are all, Korean will be falling under those things as well, right? Yeah, that Paul was from Turkey. That you're Damascus. You're in Damascus. Oh, that's another place right there. That's a biblical place that a lot of Israelites are at too. All right. Romans 1:16.
Okay. The book of Romans, chapter 1, verse 16.
Mm-hmm.
For I am not ashamed of the gospel of Christ.
Go ahead.
For it is the power of God unto salvation to everyone that believeth. To the Jew first.
To the who?
To the Jew first.
Go ahead.
And also to the Greek.
And also to the Greek. So now let's get Greek in the Bible dictionary. The Bible dictionary, page 324. To the Jew first and to the Greek. So now the common person would say what? When you battling somebody, what would they say? Nazar?
Make it seem as if Greek just means all nations.
Not the common person. That's you smart. Because a common person would say, see, white people can be saved. That's what the regular person. I've been in those battles. They care about white people only. You know what I'm saying? They don't care about Asians, nobody, African. They care about, see, white people can be the Greeks. They're the Greeks. No. Yeah, I wish it was like that. Black people love white people more than they love themselves. They don't care about them being saved. They want a white man to get saved with them. You feel me? They don't care about no other nation. That's what you call Stockholm syndrome. They don't care about no other nation. They care about, can I be saved? I won't be saved if the white man can't be saved. All right. Let me show you the text I got from brother today. All right. Some kid, I told him stop texting me. I said, okay, you can love who you want to love. Don't give a damn. Hold on 1 second. Let me set this off real quick. All right, so this is the best text. He said, I wake up to these things. I'm like, what are you texting me this for? Esau and Jacob. The blessing was for Esau, but the mother tricked their father, and Jacob ended up with the blessing. I can't hate Esau because that's my brother. I ignored it. He said, Jacob wrestled with God. I was like, he's just a nut, right? I said, hey, shut the fuck up. I said, love the white man. I don't give a damn. Just stop texting me. Like, you know what I'm saying? I could block him, but I kind of want to hear the ignorance. He said, all is well, beloved. He said, love everyone, even if they don't accept you. Shake the dust and keep going. I said, all right, now text someone else about your love for Esau. He said, I will. He said, this pastor said you can't have hate in your heart. That's what I be dealing with sometimes. I just think it's hilarious. It's like, God, Lee, you know what I mean? You got a problem. Like the suffering that a person has to love the white man is just crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nowhere in the Bible the Lord said love the white man, ever. Matter of fact, God said He hates them. You know, that's in the Bible. And David said this is the perfect way to answer that question too. So when people say, "So you hate white people?" I always say, I don't have no personal hate with white people. A white person never did nothing to me personally, but I also am not an individual, though. You get what I'm saying? I don't do things based on what someone did to me or not. You get what I'm saying? I don't judge people based on that. I judge people by their nation. You know, that's how they judge you. I could be a scholar from Harvard. You get what I'm saying? They're gonna look at me as a criminal. You ever give an example, right? Oprah went to some damn store out the country, and they followed her like she was about to steal. You get what I'm saying? She's talked about. She cried. She was like, "I'm Oprah. Like, I got money. She got so much money." They followed her like she was going to steal out the store because they judged her as a nation. That's how I judge as a nation. Go ahead, about.
So, like, and she also inquired about a certain bag in the store. They asked her, like, "Do you have a money?"
Can you afford that? Yeah. Can you afford that? Shut her up.
There's a part of I be watching all the time. I mean, there's a part of the movie Boomerang where it was Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence, and they was all in the store, and the guy was saying, "Well, we don't have layaway here because they're looking." And here it is, they like chief executive.
Yeah, right.
And he said, just don't worry about it, y'all. That's the way they act. He said, boom. And then the white boy went, huh?
That's hilarious, right? Hey, listen, we don't got layaway here. Oh my God! All right, let's get Greek. Page 324.
Like I said, it says Grecia or Grecia.
Yeah, that's it.
The word Grecia or Grecians or Greek out of the Zondervan's Pictorial Bible Dictionary, page 324. Grecia is Greece, the home of the Hellenes. Greeks and Grecians, however, are to be distinguished. Greeks are generally those of Hellenic race. Example X. Sorry,
No, yeah, go ahead.
No,
skip the parentheses.
Oh God. But the word may be used to indicate non-Jews, foreigners, and aliens. Grecians were Greek-speaking Jews.
Grecians were Greek-speaking Jews. Y'all understand, right? We always got evidence in the Bible to show who we are, who they're not, right? Grecians were Greek-speaking Jews, right? So for time's sake, I'm gonna give you the rest of these. Y'all read these on your own. I'm gonna end the class. Page 347, right? I'm gonna let y'all write this down. You're gonna look up the word Hellenist in the Bible dictionary. Page 347. All right. So now these we'll go over next week. Romans 11 and 13, because this is what the battle will bring. This is what a Christian will pull on you if he knows what he's talking about a little bit. So we can cut him, right? So Romans 11 and 13, Acts 22 and 27. All right. This is another precept a Christian will pull. All right. And then you want to get Romans 11 and 1. This is Paul saying he's an Israelite. Romans 11 and 1. Gentile is page 307. We went over that, right? Heathen, page 340. Heathen. You want to get that too. And then you want to get, we read Hellenist or no? Okay, Hellenist is page 347. I gave that one to y'all. And then this another one you want is 2 Maccabees 1 and 1. And you want to put that with your 2 Peter 1 and 1 and James 1 and 1. That's what I needed. Did we read 2 Peter 1 and 1? Or we read 1 Peter 1 and 1? Okay, perfect. So yeah, that's what you want to put. 2 Maccabees 1 and 1, 2 Peter's 1 and 1, James 1 and 1. It's a letter. That one's a letter as well. All right. With that, I'm gonna pass the class over to preaching officer Natazak.
Israel, Amaitan. Sorry, Mr. Teacher. Give us teacher a courtesy salute. And Israel, Amaitan Shabbat. Amaitan, Barak. Yashmatah, class to sit.
Right here. Right here.